Interesting to note is, you know, people do like to rewrite history, don't they? And when you think about it, Meghan and Harry have done a lot of that over the 6 years plus. You know, if you recall, Harry basically said that Meghan never said anything about racism, but there it was, in fact, you know, asking about the colour of her baby on the Oprah Winfrey interview. Prince Harry denied all sorts of things when he sat down with his chum Tom Bradby, of course, for that interview for his book Spare. Seemingly, you know, I don't know whether it's the therapy speak or whatever you want to call it, but there's one version of events and then there's their version of events. Now it's emerged apparently that Meghan Markle felt she could have, well, alleviated a lot of major problems, particularly with senior members of the British monarchy, if she had been allowed for a one-to-one with the Queen over this very vital decision that they made in their lives. As ever, let me explain. It's lovely to see you today in a glorious sunshine here in London. Got told off actually the other day by somebody saying, we don't need a weather report, just get on with the story. As I pointed out to them, perhaps this isn't the channel for you. We're a set of chumps. Today we're in Hanover Square. You'll know it, of course, for all those wonderful Gainsborough films, you know. There is one called Hanover Square, in fact. This square was one of the original squares put together in 1775, I believe. And what it really was, I'll just show you round so you can see it's beautiful. But what it really was, this particular area, was really what we call now, you know, influencer, whatever, you know, that sort of stuff, promenading. And the ladies would walk round this square, taking the air, you know, and then the gentlemen would walk round this square, taking the air. And that's basically how you met somebody rich and hopefully somebody that you could marry. Yes, nothing changes, does it, you see? Today, of course, it's one of the epicenters of business. Recently, actually, just behind me, the head office of Vogue, Condé Nast, moved out and sold their building. Millions, absolute millions, yes. Back as ever, though, to your royal story of the day. It was a story, really, this, that absolutely shocked the world, because Meghan and Harry, without much fanfare at the time, just literally dumped this name on the world. Their title of their daughter, Lilibet. And as everybody knew, anybody who knew anything about the British monarchy, this was a pet name attributed, of course, to our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth. And as she pointed out, it was the only thing really that she personally owned. It was the thing that you were invited to call her once you felt, and she felt, more importantly, that you were to be trusted. You know, very few used that name. Prince Philip referred to her from time to time as Cabbage, as also, you know, strange stuff, isn't it? But that's what happens. Now, moving forward, this story really took a life of its own, because Harry and Meghan tried to get legal over the fact that apparently, you know, the Queen was unhappy with this. They sent their lawyers out and it got very messy with the BBC. Then they very much retreated. But apparently, according to Meghan, basically, if she'd have been allowed this one-to-one to explain the reasoning behind naming Harry's daughter Lilibet as a tribute to her, taking her legacy moving forward, all of this would not have happened. And in this latest chat, which is fascinating when you think, she's now basically saying the same thing, that if she had the opportunity, she could rectify the wrongs with His Majesty the King. But it's the people, the men behind the palace doors, that are keeping them out, making sure that they can't rectify and get their lives back on track. You know, the sort of thing that Meghan and Harry like to do. But what is interesting is the Queen herself, and I've been told this from an excellent source, was absolutely dumbfounded, upset, and really, really saddened by the fact that they'd done this without actually asking permission. Whichever way you look at it, Harry and Meghan seemingly did not get the attributed permission, what was required. And it's all very well Meghan saying now, very much after the event, everything could have been resolved if she'd have been given the opportunity to simply sit down with Her Majesty the Queen. But of course, she knows that now that can never actually be explained or indeed refuted by anybody. As ever, shifting the story along, some might suspect, to suit their own narrative. Either way, the child has something of a major legacy. Neil Sean, Hanover Square in the very heart of London.